Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and I'm a kick-ass business coach, and I'm on an absolute mission to help you find your purpose in life, to help you love what you do for work every single day, to help you be the rock star that you are meant to be, to make more money than you ever thought was possible, and to have more time freedom so you can actually enjoy the life that you're living. I'm here to help you set your life on fire. Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and welcome. I've got an awesome, amazing session lined up for you guys today. So I am so fired up about this because podcasting has become one of just my favorite things in business. It's just so freaking exciting. Just a huge thank you for all you guys that have been supporting us and writing reviews and sharing our content, because we're doing all this for you guys, and to see you guys paying it forward back to us is so awesome. We have been climbing up the iTunes charts, so thank you for that. So this session is all about podcasting. And there's lots of experts out there. We actually get mentored by John Lee Dumas, who's got one of the top shows. We've got friends in the industries. We've been at the events. And the cool thing is I've got a couple clients we're coaching that have podcasts. But I'm going to share with you guys what happened when we launched our podcast. And so we've got a strategy that is fresh. I mean, this is something that worked so well for us. We're already implementing it with other customers. So I'm not sitting here saying that we're number one on iTunes, but we did break and get to number 9 on video within our second day. So we went from nowhere, nobody, to boom, number 9 on iTunes by our second day. And that's due to this strategy. So if you want to climb up the charts, this is exactly how to do it. And so the first thing is, what is a podcasting launch strategy, or what is podcasting? So basically all this is simply, it's having a show or a radio show or putting out content that's going to then be distributed to iTunes and gets you in a position to rank on those charts to get the free audience. So it's no different than ranking on Google. That's part of why we're doing this, why we want to do this, is you can rank on Google on the first page and you're going to get free audience, right? If you rank on iTunes on new and noteworthy, which is what happens in the first 8 weeks of launching a podcast, or if you rank up the charts, then you're going to also be seen and get additional downloads and subscribers and contacts, not an audience. So the cool thing about podcasting is it's a way where the upside is on the high end of the spectrum. You've got guys like John Lee Dumas, who's netting over $160,000 a month, right? If you're the new guy, we've got friends, Michael O'Neill, who's come out, he just broke 100,000 downloads. This guy's monetizing to the tune of over 10 grand a month. So it's a real business opportunity here. So the podcasting launch strategy was woven together with tips from John Lee Dumas, from Michael O'Neill, from some of our clients. And here's the steps. First and foremost, what I want you to do is do a good amount of reconnaissance work, a little recon, because you want to make your life a little bit easier. You want to look at what are other people doing that you respect, right? And think about what is your niche, what is your audience, and get very clear on who your audience is. And then think about and search. Pull out your phone, go to the podcast app, look at all the categories, and start to get an idea of what are the show titles, what do the logos look like, what are the intros like on those shows, and drill down on your categories. And what I want you to do is, what you're looking for is a couple things. You want to think of 3 to 5 types of shows. Let's just call it 3. So identify 3 shows that you want to be like. And this is just called modeling. You're going to model after those shows. However, you never want to copy somebody, because you're going to blend in with everybody else. You're not going to be unique. So you want to look at what are a couple really cool things from a couple different shows in your niche. And then what you want to do is think about, what is your big, unique differentiator? How are you going to be so different than everybody else? And so in our case, we looked at it and said, well, we're definitely going to interview entrepreneurs, because that's a very big leverage point to a show. If you are bringing on guests, and those guests promote what you're doing, then that's very advantageous to grow your audience as well. So we know that that's a leverage point, so we wanted to do that. But I looked at it and said, well, that's kind of been done before. How many people are interviewing other entrepreneurs and sharing their stories? There's a ton of them. So my differentiator is that we're doing ours on video. We have Life on Fire TV, and it's on camera, so that's one differentiator. There's very little competition in video. Differentiator number 2 is we're actually doing these shows when we can at their home. And it's kind of like MTV Cribs, where we're like snaking around their place. We did one with John Lee Dumas. We opened up the fridge, and it was just it's a unique experience. And what we're finding is that the people that we're interviewing are excited to share it to their audience. They're excited for their audience to see inside their homes, because when does that happen, right? So we've done that with Gary Vaynerchuk in New York, where we were behind the scenes in New York. We've done it with John Lee Dumas, with Jonathan Budd, lots and lots of cool entrepreneurs. So that's our twist. That's our differentiator. And the cool thing is that when you do video, you can also have an audio version. So what's happening is that you're actually able to get on what's called New and Noteworthy for both video and audio. So that's iTunes' way of giving you free traffic in your first 8 weeks to prove yourself and to build yourself out. So when you have both versions, you're double dipping. It's an amazing, amazing strategy. So I want to encourage you to go on the video side. Now, the next thing is I want you to look at, when you're looking at those shows and you're picking up this little piece that you want from here, piece you want from there, piece you want from the other show, you compile it into your show, figure out what's unique. Then I want you to also think about your branding, and a clean and a simple logo is going to be so helpful for your business. So what I ended up doing is we had a couple different versions, and I call this just taking your audience along the ride. Right? So when we started the podcast, we got clear on what the name was. We got clear on what we're going to do, and we know what the outcome of our show is. So for Life on Fire TV, my goal is for you to watch Life on Fire TV, and after the end of 90 days, I want your life to be different. It's not just a show that inspires. I have action steps. I teach stuff. We bring on guests. We have things we want you to do, because I want someone to watch the show for free and say, holy crap, I'm a different person in 90 days. Imagine if I coached with this guy, or imagine if I hired this guy, right? So we have a very clear outcome. We want to help people set their life on fire. We want to help people love what they do for work, start a business, monetize it, live the dream. So for your show, you want to be able to sum up, what is your value? What is your unique value proposition? If I watch your show for 90 days, what's it going to do for me, right? So get clear on just think of the outcome, get clear on what that is. Now, the next step is think about, when you're building this thing out, it's great to bring your network along for the ride. So in our case, little things, it's getting a couple revs, versions of your logo, sharing that on Facebook, so that your friends, your family, people around you are going to vote, interact, and engage about your actual logos, and that makes it unique for them. They get interested to see the process and to see what's going on. Come up with your tagline, ask people on Facebook. And it invites them along the process, so that when you actually do launch the show, you have a small army, even if it's 10 people, 20 people, 100 people, that when you go live, it becomes an experience. When you ask for reviews, they want to help and support you. So this is a huge part of growing up some fans along the way. So just share things as you're building it. So from there, I want you to then think about your categories. So you're getting your logo done, you know what's different about your show, you know what your outcome is. Now, what's your categories? Because this is a very interesting way and a very important way to get your show to rank on iTunes. So you're looking for opportunities. I know that John Lee Dumas has the business category, then within it, it's careers. He's got it on lockdown along with many, many, many people. Audio is like a big, huge Pacific Ocean. Video is like Lake Michigan. Not nearly as big, but the competition's way smaller. There's no sharks in Lake Michigan, right? But it's a different size. So I wanted to go in video. I know we could get ranked higher, but within that, you want to make sure that you pick your categories right. So you can choose 3 categories, but the first one is going to be your main category. So we very purposefully chose Life on Fire TV's category to be within business and be within careers, purposefully. Now, in addition, we have the audio version for Life on Fire TV. We purposely chose in that to be in the health macro category and then in self-help. So we're capturing two very different segments of audience that are both relevant to our ideal customers and what we want. But the category strategy is we're showing up in 2 very different sets of charts. And we're able to pull people in with those 2 shows. So this is what makes it so freaking good, because we have audio and video ranking in 2 very different charts. And then on top of that, everybody, if you do this strategy well, you're going to rise up the New and Noteworthy chart as well. And that's what everyone gets, but you have to get and move up. So how do you move up in the charts? So once you're set up and once you've got your categories and you've got your layout and your format for your show, now we want to think about what's the marketing to get you launched the right way. So you're sharing your milestones, you're asking for people's feedback on your logos, you're getting everyone set and saying, hey, May 1st we go live. Like, that's the big day. You're getting everyone, buzzing about it. And even if it's 10 people, right? You're talking friends and family, start small if you have to. And the whole thing is that when you go live, here's the trick. You want to have 5 episodes in iTunes when you launch. So because if I go and I subscribe to your show and I hit that button, then it's going to download all 5. So every person that comes, to your show counts as 5. That is a monster. That's how we cranked up to number 9 on all of video. That's how we passed Anderson Cooper, Meet the Press, Sesame Street, Ice Age 4, big mega shows, is because when we got people to come subscribe, we got 5 downloads right off the bat. Now the next step is you want to have some other episodes in the can, meaning roll them out day after day after day after day, and do that for at least a week. Because what happens is that you get people that come in, they get the first 5. Now you're going to roll out episode 6 the next day, 7 the next day, 8 the next day, 9 the next day, 10 the next day. And then you're going to keep getting hooked up with those downloads for each new person that comes in, and you're building rapport fast, and you want to captivate them. You want to grab their attention. Don't give them the hard sell in the beginning. In our opinion, we're not touching selling stuff until we're past 90 days. We want to build up a great audience. We're not going to have sponsors. We're going to be clean. We're going to be simple. It's like going to be refreshing that you're not getting sound bites from all these other sponsors. Eventually, when our audience has trust that's like glue, yeah, we'll bring that in. In the beginning, we want to be different. So you want to do that strategy coming into it, building up. And then once you do that for a week, then go back to whatever format you choose. Maybe your show's a weekly show. Maybe your show's 3 times a week, right? In our case, we decided to go 3 times a week, and we've got a very specific reason for that. On Mondays, we want to make sure that we're sharing a very cool MTV Cribs style interview just to kick off Mondays in a big way. On Wednesday, we've got Q&A, and Q&A builds up audience. It gets people to our website. We interact with people. Then on Friday, we have a show where it's Fast Action Friday. Shoot, you're actually watching it right now. Duh. And Fast Action Friday, this is where it's just me on camera teaching something. So they all have a purpose. And so as we build up our base, we're emailing people about it. Now, another major leverage point, and we're just wrapping up here in a little bit. Another major leverage point is that when you get started, rock a contest. Do a contest to get the actions that you want. So for us in our first month of launching, if you go to lifeonfirecontest.com, our first month we were asking very specifically to subscribe and to write a review, because that's iTunes' leverage point to rank up those charts. And so the cool thing is you don't have to have a big influence or a big business. Anyone can get friends and family, literally get on the phone, call people, text people. My show just came out. Would you mind subscribing and writing a review? Anyone can get 15, 20 reviews if you just put in some work. Why not? That's what's going to get you to move up. So what we did is we made it a very simple URL, lifeonfirecontest.com, and every month we have a new contest. So for you watching this right now, you could be watching this right after it airs, and you'll see the contest that's in April. That's awesome. Or you could watch this a year from now, and you're going to also just plug into the contest that's happening that particular month. So the cool thing is that when you launch with a contest, all we did was we asked people to write a review for the show. Now we have a video version and we have an audio version. So they got a raffle ticket to write a review for the video version. They got a raffle ticket to write a review for the audio version, right? And so what's cool is it's a way to gamify the process, get people to actually do it within a set period of time. And then at the end, we just tallied up the people that wrote the reviews, and then we actually just chose the winner. Super, super easy. And what we did was to track it is we had them send an email to support at Life on Fire so that we knew who was actually doing it. So it made it easy. Then we just pull the winner out of the hat. So that's cool. So the big thing is that, again, it's starting the right way. It's, get the right format. It's do the recon work, model. You want to then make sure you've got the right branding, the big differentiator. You want to make sure that you launch with 5 episodes, have it roll out where you've got 1 per day for at least a week. Then you do a simple contest where you're asking for reviews. And then after that, this is the next little leverage piece, is that after that, what you want to do is you want to just get on the shows of the influencers in your space. If you do this strategy and you shoot up the charts, guess what? People are going to respect you. People are going to want you on their show. I was just at Social Media Marketing World. People said, "Hey man, I saw your show on the top of the video category or top of self-help." And I now am attracting opportunity to get on other people's shows. When you get on their show, that's also a podcast in your niche, that's like 30 to an hour of free advertising, right? For me to be on John Lee Dumas's Entrepreneur on Fire, that people spend thousands of dollars to advertise on his show, and I get a free 30-minute spot, right? So that is the next piece, that once you have a little bit of confidence, your show's cranking, then get on some other shows and get people on your show. There's a reason why when we launched our podcast with 5 episodes, boom, 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 the top episode was with Gary Vaynerchuk, New York Times best-selling author, because we wanted that thing to be there for branding. We wanted that puppy to attract, and so people were like, whoa, this Life on Fire TV is cool. They got Gary Vaynerchuk. So we're strategically putting our best content in the beginning. So that right there, my friends, is a bad-ass podcast launch strategy. So I hope you enjoyed. Put this thing into action. Comment, go to Life on Fire contest, interact with us, and it's our mission to help you set your life on fire. So plug in, get rolling, get into action, and join this fun world of podcasting, because it is freaking amazing. It's so much fun, and it's a heck of a life on fire. So have a great rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Cheers.
I'm here to help you set your life on fire.